just here to say to everybody that likes to act like they care for the country, wara wara, we want what's best for South Africa, we want our people to get jobs. Home Affairs is bringing in 11,000 highly skilled employees to South Africa. And I was listening to a mini plenary in Parliament where they were debating about these highly skilled employees and what skills they are bringing. And then this other guy from the EFF, I don't know his name, that one, he was saying, Obana, he's seen the list of the skills that are required in order for you to be regarded as a highly qualified. And he was saying there is call center managers there, and he doesn't think that qualifies to be a highly skilled. I mean, we've got so many people that are capable of being call center managers in South Africa. We don't need someone from overseas to come to South Africa for that. And he was saying jobs that should be regarded as highly qualified, it should be like engineers or what, but not the basic job. And he says that if you go through that list, you're going to realize that most jobs that are listed there as skilled jobs, it's basic jobs that South Africans can do. Managers, it's literally basic jobs. Now, I'm here for everybody that likes to say, yeah, the Zimbabweans are taking our jobs, wara. You know, whether we want to accept this or not, Zimbabweans in South Africa, they clean, they do these things. They don't take the jobs that we want, like office jobs. You know, we know that South Africa is the most unemployed. You're telling me if they're bringing 11,000 from outside South Africa to come to South Africa when we don't have jobs as South Africans, and you guys are quiet. So I don't know. That's why I say, Mina, I don't take you guys serious. On social media, I don't take them serious. When they are angry, when they are acting like they care, you must know that they are influenced. There are so many things happening in South Africa. And is Tetel, you were angry in Pambelini Teru. Ubana Uchitima is going to represent South Africa. Wara. Someone from South Africa could have won. 11,000 jobs are being given away. Ni tool. Yo. Social media.
On the regulatory side of the equation, I come bearing very good news today. After working at really breakneck speed over the last few months, alongside the South African Revenue Service, as well as Operation Vulindlela in the presidency, the regulations for a brand new points-based work visa, as well as for the remote working visa, arrived on my desk this morning. These regulations will firstly bring the remote working visa to life, after we were able to iron out the tax implications of this new system. In terms of the remote working visa, a person who is employed and paid in another country will now be able to move to sunny South Africa to spend all of their dollars, yen, euros, pounds, or renminbi right here. To add to the attraction, only if someone spends more than 6 months out of the year in South Africa will they even be required to register with the Revenue Service. They will spend their foreign currency at South African supermarkets and restaurants, eating South African food grown by South African farmers. They will buy cars and clothes from South African businesses and pay to visit South African tourist attractions. And yes, they will spend their money in South African sports stadiums, watching the South African rugby team beating everyone else.
When we talk about the visa issue, for example, of wanting to attract people to South Africa, that is anchored in the rule of law to make sure that we have fair administrative processes that don't take years. But equally on the other side of the equation, where people have the ability or opportunity to either follow the process we saw here today or to obtain a visa in a legal way, and they choose not to do that, then there must be consequences for that. The message we want to send to the world is that South Africa is absolutely wide open for business, wide open for people who want to legally contribute with their skills through our visa system.
Viva to DA! We don't want Malema. He wants to open borders for foreigners to come. Foreigners must go. The DA Minister of Home Affairs say they want skilled foreigners like us. That's a blow to black South Africans they face. Obviously means people are not skilled enough. We are not get handwork. People are not hardworking. If they need foreigners to come and work in your country, not just normal laborer foreigners, they need skilled foreigners. Obviously means South Africa not get skilled people. Malema wanted to create jobs for you guys. Now saying that because of foreigners, now not vote Malema. Now the DA is opening the border by another means. Because they're creating visas for people like us. The skilled people outside, the foreigners to come and work in SA. You people cannot stop that. I'm not saying Nguyen now because he's from the DA. Malema said the same thing people want to crucify. I go sing Nguyen.
I want to know which foreigner took a job from who. Because you are here, you are the anchor of the SABC. There is no foreigner who can come here and just take your job and say, from today I'm sitting here. The bosses would have allowed that. So the bosses are white monopoly capital which owns the South African economy. Is the one that brings foreigners into the country, give them jobs because they're going to pay them lower wages. And then from there come to South Africans and say, these people are taking your jobs. And then they make us fight. But Sakina, since when have other Africans never worked in South Africa? Because this Johannesburg was founded by a Southern Africa, not South Africa. That's why the language Fanaka law exists. Because these people came from everywhere to come and mine this diamond that we're enjoying and gold we're enjoying today in Gauteng. So they met from Mozambique, they met from Malawi, they met from Zambia, Zimbabwe. They came together, they couldn't hear one another. They even developed a language called Fanaka law. EFF was not there when that was formed. So it's not true that this is something that is happening for the first time. It has always been. But why would you say, I don't support colonialism and support colonial borders? That is hypocrisy. If you don't support apartheid, you don't support colonialism, you cannot support the invasion of everything that came with these people. The borders were imposed on us. We never had borders. And even without borders, we never encroached in each other's territory. We always knew that here is this kingdom, here is that kingdom. So it's unscientific to say when you do away with the borders, there's going to be an influx of foreigners in South Africa. Let's take Limpopo and Gauteng, for instance. Limpopo is much more poor than Gauteng, but the people have never left Limpopo to come to Gauteng. I come from Limpopo, and every time I get an opportunity, I go home. I've got no intention, none whatsoever, to relocate my home into Gauteng. So it's unscientific to say because people are poorer and we are in a much better, relatively stable situation, they are going to come here and destabilize us. No one wants to come here. We want you, people of Africa, if you want to go and trade in DRC, wake up this morning and just go to DRC and do whatever you want to do and come back without hassle. There must be free movement of people. There must be free movement of goods, and Africans must trade amongst themselves, because only through the unity of Africa will we earn our seat on the international table where real issues are being discussed.
Because you know about the unemployment in this country. And what government is trying to do is also make it difficult for foreign nationals to have jobs here. Not necessarily make it difficult, but you need to find a way so that you don't get a helper or anybody else where there's no scarce skills who gets a job here without considering South Africans first. So how do we deal with the issue of scarce resources? Because when you've got all of them here and you're saying let's formalize them, we don't have jobs. So the competition is high. So you're going to have South Africans that are without jobs. Some of the jobs are really taken by some of the foreign nationals, whether they're here legally or not.
I've never had a country where it says it doesn't want to grow. Numbers matter when it comes to geopolitics. China, it is what it is because of its size of its population.
But its economy is growing very well. Ours is not.
Because the leadership is working. Let's industrialize. Let's make sure that manufacturing grows in South Africa. Let's create jobs. But all I'm saying is, you are saying these people are coming to take jobs. Which jobs are you talking about? Because there are no jobs that South Africans are accepting which are a reflection of slavery. These people are being enslaved here in South Africa. And when you say they've taken South Africans' jobs, you are saying South Africans must be enslaved. These are not jobs. These are slaves' jobs, which South Africans don't want. To work abnormal hours, to work under difficult conditions, and don't get paid, and don't have rights. So no South African wants that. At the level where it's a required skill, South Africa makes it very clear that we must give preference to South Africans who've got the similar requirement. Unless we don't have artisans, then we go and fetch from other countries. We're going to chase these people out of South Africa. Tomorrow, the whole plumbing system and sewer system of South Africa will go into a blockade and will not be in a position to help ourselves because we don't have artisans.
Yeah.
The whole of South Africa will go into electricity crisis because you chased away the electricians.
But we do have South African plumbers and South African electricians.
But they are not enough. They can't meet the demand. It's like saying we produce chicken in South Africa, therefore we can't take chicken from South Africa. We don't produce to the capacity of the demand of South Africa. So all I'm saying is, where a job is given, a South African with same qualifications should be given a preference. We cannot prefer a person who's not a South African to the one that is going to pay tax in South Africa. And that is not what we are dealing with. I want you to present any stats to me that says if we deport these foreigners, so many jobs are going to be created. The steel factories have closed down, not because of any foreigner. Infrastructure in South Africa is decaying because there is no leadership that wants to look after that. It's not a foreigner. Manufacturing, which used to be the biggest contributor to our GDP, it is actually being replaced by finance, which doesn't create a lot of job opportunities for our people. But you know that if you go into manufacturing, you are going to create a lot of jobs. A factory, manufacturing used to account for thousands of jobs, more than 150,000 jobs in manufacturing alone. Today, you can't count more than 80,000 of jobs in manufacturing. So you can't say the foreigners have actually, the jobs are still there, 150,000 of them, the foreigners have taken them. No, the factories have closed down and jobs were lost, not because foreigners came in, but because the financial sector has overtaken manufacturing, and financial sector does not want to deal with industrialization. Anything long term, the financial sector does not want to support it. Why? Because they deal with hot money. They deal with short-term investment, and they don't want anything to do with long-term investment.
If you've been following what has been going on in that country, first it was, the blown up of Chidinma, the Nigerian-born child in South Africa, where everything was put on the internet, embarrassment, disowning and literally pushing this girl not to ever consider herself South African. She's Nigerian. And here we are with the Home Affairs Minister, Leon Schreiber. Guys, I hope I pronounced the name right. So this person, he's a white man in South Africa, he's a white South African, came out and was addressing to the South Africans on how they want to open borders for almost 11,000 people or skilled workers to come into South Africa. But then I asked myself, the skilled laborers, are they going to be coming from African countries or from the European countries or other Western countries? Because it looks like South African people are so okay with foreigners that don't look like us, that look like this, to come into South Africa and probably have opportunities, have jobs, set up things, or even handle millions and millions of rands and work undocumented, because they look like this. But when it comes to people that look like me and you are in South Africa, I've heard and I've seen that it is really a hassle, it's a problem. But also people twist words and make it seem like a person like Julius Malema, who is always so strong on opening borders of Africa and work together, integrate together, trade within ourselves, the way it is in East Africa. I give flowers to East Africa, guys. Right now, I can literally book a flight and I'm in Kenya, I'm in Rwanda, I'm in Ethiopia, I'm in South Sudan, I'm in Tanzania. That is amazing for me. Like, you can't tell me nothing about that. It's just amazing. But it doesn't mean that when I go to those countries, I have to go there illegally. Like, I just have to present my ID and I'm in that country. And when my time is done or whatever I have to do in that place is done, I go back to my country. Like, it's so crazy how, like I said, people make it seem like Julius Malema wants illegal migrants or illegal people in South Africa. but he has never said that he wants illegal people in South Africa. In fact, he's always so strong to documenting people as long as they are supposed to be in the country. So I don't know why people want to make it seem like when a black man like Malema says open borders, it's an issue that he wants illegal people. And then we have this man, of course, a white South African, coming out and saying they want 11,000 skilled people to come into South Africa. And there's less noise. I'm like, already. And also the question comes, like I said, are they going to be people from African countries or still from the people that look like the person that is giving us the information? Because really the way black people have the xenophobia towards other black people in South Africa is crazy. And it looks like really black people in South Africa hate to see other black people from African countries come in and do anything positive in their country. You ask yourself, if you guys are pushing away other African people, like there's been a lot of raids coming in to take, of course, illegal migrants. I don't accept illegal people in, countries. You should be documented. You should go in other countries documented with the right forms to enter that country. But then why, if you guys are so skilled and you have the capacity, you have the potential, why is the government trying to bring in other people from other countries to come into the country to work? Like, aren't you skilled enough? I thought when this thing of chasing away migrants happens, then it will be more space for South African people to get and have access to more jobs, right? But it looks like you guys don't have the skills, the government doesn't trust you, and I mean, being DA, that even in the elections now, the ANC was put in power, but still it cannot really pass any law without the DA. So it makes it seem like the DA is really on top of the chain. Like, if they don't accept anything, the ANC is just there as a picture to show that, you have a black president, your black political party is the one that is, in governance, but in actual sense, it's not the one that is literally doing any laws and regulations or even passing things that benefit the black people. Because, like, make it make sense. Why are you bringing in people? And why are people not so pissed about it? Like, why are people not so much pushing it on the internet the way they push it when Malema talks about opening borders and letting other people, especially African people, be free to move within African countries? I've shared videos where there's a lot of illegal white people in South Africa, because I don't think the police just stops white people and asks them for their documents. I don't think it just happens like that than when it would happen to a black person. And these people from other countries of the West, South Africa is the easiest place for them to disguise themselves, because you're not going to ask them anything. And they are able to handle millions and millions of money, like handle thousands of rands or even dollars, and make money in South Africa. But still people are pissed and mad to other Africans that literally don't even have any kind of power in South Africa. And I'm pretty sure even these people are the biggest at bringing in illegal migrants, because they know they can use them, not even pay them, and chase them out. But that is not an issue. That is not an issue. You guys are more focused on, we don't want to see a black African face in any position in South Africa doing good. They should go back where they come from. But they don't even trust you. You are not even trusted in your own country. They have to bring in other people to come and do the job and get it done. What's the difference between now South Africa, this happening, in Germany, that is complaining about workers, but still the German people are not even skilled enough to do the job? Guys, same thing. It is the same thing. So it's just a crazy situation. But we just need to stop hating on ourselves. It's not helping us in any way. It's pushing us backward, and these people are still going to win, because it's like they see that we know what needs to be done, but when it comes, we push it, and they're like, that's a good plan, we should do it. And when they do it, you guys are like, yay, it's amazing. But then still it's them that are benefiting, and not you guys, and not us as a people. So make it make sense. That is it for me in the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm always posting. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.